Hey everybody. Hope you guys doing alright. So I will wait for as long as I can. I mean, the shit always changes, but I'm gonna try it again, hold out as long as I can for whenever if ever a particular person feels like opening up. I'll just continue being myself and working on the project. And my dad, he recently somebody in my inner circle recently got a job at a nearby grocery store. And he's been doing really good. And like so much so they actually had like the store manager had him do like a little extra holiday thing. So like that's good. Like that obviously means that they wouldn't have asked him to do it unless they liked his work performance. So that's good. And he's gonna ask about giving me a job. So it's only gonna be part time. Maybe not. Like I don't even know if I'm gonna go over 20 hours, but I mean, which is still part time. So. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to that. I feel ready to work. I look forward to it, actually. I'd be really grateful for some work right now. Only part-time, though, because I'm considering, like, just quitting movies for 30 days and just focusing as much as I can on the project, and also, like, integrating reading more and just, like, kind of changing my life, like, little steps, but little steps can make big changes, man. It starts with little things, and those little things can turn into big things. Because then once you start changing the trajectory of your life, like, just everything about you can kind of change. And one of the reasons why I know it's difficult for me to communicate, and I don't, enjoy socializing as much, is also because I just don't have as much experience with it. Like, I'm used to just sitting back, like just the ritual of watching a movie is literally you just doing nothing but laying there and observing yourself, kind of like being like a blank slate, which is good. For one of the reasons why I'm probably a decent listener has to do with, I mean, they go hand in hand, because that's all you're doing when you're watching a movie is listening and absorbing information from another source, and that's what you're doing when you're listening. So once to like really listen, you got to really like let the words sink in, which is what happens. Like to really watch them, like you can still look at a movie and not watch it if you're not really absorbing the movie. If your attention isn't focused on it, it's going to fall on deaf ears. Same thing with a movie, or same thing is with another human being. But anyway, I'm getting a little off tangent. I really just want to say that, with a particular person, I get mixed up, I get confused, I get triggered, I got issues I got to work on. And, I saw something earlier today that made me realize, and it's, of course, I mean, everything that's happening to us is happening for us to learn from a lesson. So, like, this whole abandonment thing, it's a lesson for me to learn. And the lesson that I'm seeing from it is that, first of all, I really don't need anybody else except my relationship with the Most High. It's like, that's all you really need. As long as you have that, you're good with that, that's always going to lead you to where you need to go to grow, and to the things that you need to grow in order to find that health and happiness. Because that moral compass, that North Star, that positive guide that you got, whatever it may be for you, like if it's really good in nature, it's going to lead you to something that's going to bring goodness in your life. And to me, that goodness feels and looks like having somebody, a partner, somebody that wants to share my life with me. Like the whole thing, that's, it's intense. It is, even for me, because I get, I can get along with certain people. I can get along really well. I sometimes I need my space, but even for myself, like the idea of imagining, committing your life to another human being, like forever until you all die and shit, like even past that, and in some cases, that's some serious shit. It's not, yeah, it can be. So I totally comprehend any type of trepidation, and it's not an easy thing to do, even for myself. Even though I feel, no matter what, I'm always going to be drawn to her because of who she is to me. That's why, like, even though shit be going sour and shit sometimes, like, I'm always confident in the end that it's always gonna, like, come one way or another. We're always gonna come back around, because that's what's always happened since I done seen it, since we've really started, knowing about each other. And I don't see any reason why it would stop. Maybe it would, but definitely doesn't feel like it's going to right now. And even if it did, it would probably just pick up in some other way, some other time. I don't know. Like, it's kind of strange. That's how it feels. But and I hope that we all have that. Like, it's something. But then again, like, I'm starting to feel like it's something you got to get to. Like, there's a certain level you got to reach in order because you have to imagine like what it takes, like if you try to like comprehend the creational mechanisms that go into the creation of a twin flame. Like that's a full, I'm still learning about it myself, but it feels like I mean, I don't know, I'm not gonna say too much, but anyways, it seems to be something to where, you know, it's like if there's anybody else there in the universe who can know you better than you can almost know yourself, but also can be like the polar opposite from you, but not opposite in the way to where they're completely different. It's more like I'm really good at like with a knife and she's really good with swords type of shit. Like, or I mean, I said that back. Like I'm really good with a sword, she's really good with a fucking hammer. Just different skill sets, but they're different, but they match up perfectly well together. Is what I'm getting more, as opposed to like straight up opposites. You know. It's more about how the two halves that come together in perfect unison. Unison is what I feel it's more about. So, but anyways, yeah, I just really want to make this video. I got off tangent just to say that, you know, I'm going to do what I can to just wait as long as it takes, you know, and hopefully, you know, if something else, you know, something may, I mean, I don't know. I say this right now, but in, you know, 6 hours it could change. In 2 days it could change. In 2 months it could change. I don't know. But I want to make this work with her. I want her to be the one. I want her. I mean, I do, like, still, you know, more than anybody else. Even with, you know, and I'm willing to put in the work. And so it's not easy. Like, I know there's a lot of shit I got to look at and deal with. I don't want to, but I got to do it. You know, so anyways, and that's just how it is for anybody. We all got to do that. And if a particular person, like, I got to say this too, like, there is a little bit of a vibe, like she thinks like her shit don't stink, and it's like nobody on this earth, in my opinion, is walking on this earth without having made some mistakes. So if that's the mentality she's gonna carry, and it has, like, it's not gonna work. Like if you don't have any, like, I mean, who thinks like that? Like, we all make mistakes, girl. Like, I mean, I think she knows too. She's just acting like it because she's got an ego, and she feels because she gave herself out to me and I didn't respond in the right. I'm gonna say this too because it goes back to the Arizona thing. Okay, when I first went there, what happened? Yes, I wasn't as connective as I could have been in like reaching out and being like putting forth effort. But within a few days of me getting there, you was already talking to Bloody Kiki. So you're giving me shit, you know, which is fair, but at the same time, you were doing shit too. It wasn't like you were just sitting back waiting for me. You was also talking to other people. So I don't feel like it's fair for you to fucking really put that slight at me when we were both doing wrongs. So, and I could do that with so many different situations. This is why I don't like it when she chooses to do that and sits back there on her high throne like she ain't done nothing. That ain't true. Like, the whole blocking of me when you're really interested in somebody is in itself something that's like she knows about energy. Like, how is an energetic relationship going to connect very well when you're choosing to block that dude? Like, even just the ritual of doing that in itself is going to energetically block our connection or put an interference there, like a layer of rubber. So anyway, I'm not trying to like get mad at her or anything. I was just bringing up like, yeah, there is shit that I feel she has done. I don't like to point out shit like that because I think it's counterproductive. Like, at the end of the day, like, unless, like, you got to choose your battles. You can't, I mean, there's so many, like, there's so many things I could look at and choose to fight at and blame her for, but it's like, what's that really, like, even if she were to ante up to it, like, okay, like, she's admitted to it, okay, but, like, what did that really do to help us grow? Like, that's what I'm more concerned about, is growing. And that also tells you where somebody's at energetically. Like, when people are focused on wanting to blame people and the victim mentality and all this and that, and I'm not trying to slight anybody or anything, but when you're coming from that standpoint, as opposed to a perspective that's all about wanting to seek the solution and to work the solution and to grow, like, that's a more enlightened or evolved or healthier, harmonious attitude, perspective, as opposed to somebody that's looking just to blame. Just when you're looking at the terms of how energy flows and like where that energy is going, that blaming type, like pointing, like it's you, like that type of energy, as opposed to something that's like, let's build and create and solve and be positive as much as we can. There's a different feeling that goes along with each of those perspectives. And I want to be a part of the one that wants to solve shit. I got issues too. Sometimes I get into the blame game too. And I know that's also why I know every time I'm in that state, I'm in a lower place. But even just, you know, physically, like the physics behind those type of perspectives, if you look and you break it down, you can see from an energetic standpoint which one is healthier. So, but anyway, yeah. So I'm here. All right, love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.